Hello everyone, this is Mir Patel, Assistant Professor, Department of Pharmaceutical Technology. Welcome to the MOOC series, an initiative taken by LJ Institute of Pharmacy. In our today's session, we will discuss on WHO guidelines for technology transfer. So in our today's session, we'll go through the basic discussion and introductory part for this particular point. So let us start. So if we talk about the basic guideline for technology transfer, we can say that in a simple case, when we talk about the introductory parameter, that what is the need of this technology transfer. So obviously we can say that it is a kind of a logical procedure that controls the transfer of any process together with its documentation and professional expertise between development and manufacture or between manufacture sites. It is a systemic procedure that is followed in order to pass the documented knowledge and experience gained during development or commercialization to an appropriate, responsible, and authorized party. So, when we talk with respect to the working concept of this technology transfer department, I would say that it is mainly concerned with the 2 points. In that first one, that is a receiving unit, means the unit which is going to receive the particular technology, and second one, that is the SU, that is sending unit. So we have to be very clear with this two word. One is SU, that is sending unit, and second one is RU, that is receiving unit. So this technology transfer is working with this 2 point of relation with the technical points and documentation planned work. So whenever we are saying that receiving unit, that means it is going to receive a specific kind of technology from SU, that is sending unit. And in this whole technical transfer, this ultimate GMP is going to follow. Now when we talk about the need of this technology transfer, obviously it is going to act between different companies which have their legal and economic implications. So in that case, if we talk about the intellectual property rights, royalties, pricing, conflict of interest, confidentiality are expected to impact on open communication of technical matters in any way. They should be addressed before and during the planning and execution of the transfer. Means these are the kind of different factors which we have to keep in our mind during this technical development of any kind of product. Now there are a lot of guidelines which we have to discuss. So in the particular case, we are mainly focusing on two areas. One, that is sending unit, and second one, that is receiving unit. So when we talk about these two units, they have a different responsibility. So with the introductory parameter, as you can see onto the screen, there are points. First, that is transfer of development and production. In production, we have to talk regarding the processing factor, packaging component, and cleaning process. Then transfer of analytical methods for quality assurance and quality control. Then in the third one, that is skill assessment and training. The next, organization and management of the transfer. Next, assessment of premises and equipment. And then finally, we can say we have to discuss regarding the documentation with which all this technology is going to transfer. And finally, that is qualification and validation approaches. So, starting with the first one, that is production. In that case, we are going to deal with the three conditions: processing, packing, packaging, and cleaning. So, RU should be able to accommodate the intended production capacity. If possible, it should be established at the outside that whether the intention is to perform a single batch manufacture, continuous production, that means it must have a definite area with the proper planning. Consideration should be given to the level and depth of the detail to be transferred to support this particular production concept and the further process development and optimization at the RU as intended under the transfer project plan. So this kind of considerations should be given to the technical expertise, site technology, and capabilities for the RU. In short, with respect to these all different cases, we are talking about the structural implementation of technology in the pharmaceutical industry. Now, when we talk about the simple point of API, that is active pharmaceutical ingredient. So, the SU should provide RU with open applicants part of the API master file, or we can say that is drug master file or active substance master file. Also, we can say that is equivalent information and any relevant additional information on the API of importance for the manufacturing of pharmaceutical product. In short, SU should provide all the detailed technical points regarding the active pharmaceutical ingredients to the RU so that receiving unit will identify all the factor components related to the drug product. In the next point, we can say manufacture and associated supply chain. So step to step, how this API is going to transfer, what kind of chain is going to follow with the synthetic pathway, outlining the processing condition, including the entry points. So these all critical steps should be controlled with the well organized processing points, as well as we have to think about the intermediates which are going to form with the processing technique. So relevant physical process we have to optimize. In that we can say solubility profile, pH component, partition coefficient, intrinsic dissolution rate, PSD, that is particle size distribution, density relations like bulk density, tap density, surface area, porosity, water content, hygroscopicity database. In short, we need to think about all physical and chemical evaluation points when we are talking about the detailing of this API. And one of the very important segment that I would say microbiological study with respect to the considerations of bacterial endotoxins, and we have to identify bioburden levels where the API supports microbiological growth. That means according to the pharmacopoeial standards and requirement, we have to be very clear with the technical points which ultimately gives the quality product. Specification and justification with respect to the life cycle of the drug product. Again, it has to be summarized and evaluated at this point. The same way, when we talk about the concept of excipient, Again, we need to think about manufacturing and associated supply chain, its definite form for which it is going to used with respect to the consideration of type of dosage form. It may be solid dosage form, it may be transdermal, it may be liquid. Again, in that case, we need to focus on different physical and chemical properties as it is mentioned on the screen. So, with respect to these all cases, we can identify for any kind of pharmaceutical dosage form. It may be solid, liquid, semi-solid, in particularly parenteral products or anything. We have to go through the determination of different kind of physico-chemical property characteristic. Then, if I say we have to think about the very important point. Suppose if you are formulating any kind of gel product, that is semi-solid preparation, we need to think about its viscosity as well as viscoelasticity, which gives the ultimate consistency to the final product. Osmosis concept, water content which is present, moisture content which is present, and again with respect to this all detailing, we need to focus on this different point. So this was the talk regarding the API and excipient. Now let us move forward to the point of packaging concept. So the transfer of packaging operations should follow the same procedural patterns as those of the production transfer. In short, SU will provide specific transfer system and packaging system to the RU, which is to be followed actually into the production planning. So we need to think about containers and closure evidences, how it is going to react, different kind of evaluation parameters, different kind of quality control packaging systems, and specific consideration. So based on this system, we'll identify the suitable study and initial qualifications and packaging component. So packaging is considered suitable if it provides adequate protection against the degradation with respect to the environmental condition. Next, regarding the planning of cleaning. So again, to minimize the risk of cross contamination and contamination, and we need to think about the operator exposure, how the environmental effects are going to be there. According to that, technical points of cleaning should be mentioned through SU for RU so that it can be implemented in the commercial batch scale production. So information or the, we can say that different kind of solubility ingredients and vehicles that we can identify on the basis of these characteristic points. So you can see this onto the screen. Minimum therapeutic doses of active ingredients, therapeutic category and toxicological assessment, and existing cleaning procedure is to be followed. So if I say in this first part of WHO guideline, we have talked on simple introductory parameter, its processing, packaging and cleaning operation. In the next session, we'll continue with this all different guidelines. I hope that this session is clear with you. Thanks for watching this video. Please share, subscribe and YouTube channel Pharma Ignite. For more notifications, press the bell icon. Thank you. Thank you very much.